If you are looking for the best 110-volt welders, you are in the right place. We have tried to include in-depth information on 110-volt welders in our video, which will be enough to fulfill all of your needs. All of them are maintaining their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturer, and in real customer feedback. If you want to buy a 110-volt welders, we think this list will be very worthy to you. Now, let's get started with the video. At the first position of our list, we have Forney Easy Weld 261 140 FCI MIG welder. This Forney Easy Weld could so easily have won the Multi-Process Welder Award. It handles MIG, TIG, and stick welding. It puts out a maximum of 140 amps and is a dependable light gauge welder. While it has multi-process capabilities, it works best as an MIG welder, which is why we chose it. It is easy to operate and robust, thanks to the hard metal shell, and you can use it as a gas-shielded welder or go gasless if you prefer. This unit is also super lightweight, making it a contender for the portable category. It weighs just over 25 pounds, putting it at half the weight of the Hobart. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Weldpro Digital 200 GD 110V TIG/stick welder. Strictly speaking, this Weldpro is a dual voltage welder, meaning it has 110 and 220 volts. It operates perfectly well at both voltages, but it does give you the option of scaling up your welding if you want to. If you want the most out of your 110-volt welder, this is the highest amperage of any on the list. This is a TIG and stick welder, so you can switch between the two. Just be aware that TIG welders struggle at 110 volts. It welds stainless steel and aluminum at 110 volts. It comes with an excellent foot pedal that is great when you want to TIG weld. However, for stick welding, the results are not so good, so you might want to switch to the welder's manual controls if you need to make adjustments. The number 3 position is held by Hobart Handler 140 MIG/flux cord welder. This is a welder at home that welds thicker and thinner material thanks to its MIG and flux cord dual capabilities. The flux cord electrode removes the need for shielding gas, meaning you reduce your operating and setup cost, and it adds to the convenience. It can weld up to 24 gauge material and mild steel up to 0.25 inches in thickness. It has 5 voltage positions to give you smoother control, and it has an amperage range between 25 and 140 amps. At 90 amps, the duty cycle is 20%, so you will need to rest the torch every 8 minutes, and it is light and portable, making it the ideal candidate for taking on the road. This might not be the biggest hitter when it comes to power, and it is restricted to smaller tasks, but it still packs a punch when you need to make on-the-spot repairs to farm machinery, work art, and the car. Next at number 4, we have Lincoln Electric K2278 one-handy core power welder. If you are looking for a 110-volt welder to learn the ropes, this is the model you should consider. Lincoln Electric is a respected name in the industry, and this handy core power welder will set you off in the right direction. It can weld to a depth of 0.125 inches on mild steel, and it has really simple controls. It has a high and low power switch and a dial that controls the voltage. It's lightweight and portable, so it should satisfy most home or hobby users, and it is the perfect welder to use for a beginner. It plugs straight into the electrics and delivers a maximum 88 amps output. It also has a cold contractor safety feature that keeps the torch electrically cold until you depress the trigger. This stops instant arcing the moment you plug in the unit and protects your eyes. The number 5 position is held by LOTOS TIG 200 a TIG welder. This LOTOS welder utilizes a square wave inverter for accurate aluminum welding. It is a dual voltage 110/220 welder, so it can tackle heavy-duty tasks if you want to. It has a power efficiency of 80%, and it has a 200 amp output. It is the ideal welder for the professional or the weekend enthusiast, although a TIG welder is pretty hard to master, so you will need some experience to use this machine. This welder is ideal for tackling home repairs and hobby projects, but you know that you have all the power you need should you feel like tackling larger tasks. The number 6 position is dominated by VIVOHOME Portable MIG 130 welder. Okay, so now we are firmly back in entry-level territory again. This VIVOHOME welder costs a fraction of the LOTOS model's price. which puts it within the range of beginners' budgets. So, how good is this welder? And just how compact is it? Unsurprisingly, it is a MIG welder, as so many seem to be. It weighs 37.2 pounds, so it is certainly light, and thanks to the large carry handle on the top, it is easy to pick up. The dimensions are 20.47 x 15.2 x 12.44 inches, so it is compact, making it easy to maneuver and store away. It's a no-reaction welder, so you don't need shielding gas, and it has a maximum output of 120 amps, so while it will tackle lighter tasks, you won't be repairing the iron girders on the Washington Bridge just yet. Moving on to the next at number 7 with SUNGOLDPOWER 200 amp dual voltage welder. This is another dual voltage welder. We chose it for the multi-process award because of the sheer array of welding techniques this machine can handle. It MIGs, it arcs, it sticks. What more could you want from a welder? This model utilizes inverter technology to create a more efficient controlling process and makes the unit lighter. You don't need transformers to get the same result, and the inverter responds faster to adjustments. You can repair outdoors on rusty and dirty metal, and it welds stainless steel, aluminum, mild steel, and other metal varieties. It's also priced sensibly, somewhere in the middle of the pack, so it won't put off experienced and starter welders. The number 8 position is held by Forney EasyWeld 271-110 MIG welder. The overall best 110-volt welder is the Forney EasyWeld MIG Welder 271. While it doesn't have the same capability as a machine with 240-volt input capacity, it's used in many workshops as a dependable light-gauge welder. You can MIG, stick, and TIG weld with it, which is really handy if you need diversity in your welding. You also don't lose the reliability that most sole-purpose machines offer in a singular discipline. The Forney EasyWeld 271 has been designed primarily as an MIG machine and unfortunately doesn't include a TIG torch. But it fits standard TIG torch connectors, and it doesn't cost much to buy a decent torch to go with it. You will want weld plates up to 1/4 inch thick and no more unless you're welding multiple passes. Unlike many other welding machines, regardless of your welding ability, this machine caters to the masses. It's easy for beginners to learn on and has one of the best instruction manuals on the market. Many welding manuals are difficult to understand, especially with welders running off 110 volts. But this is definitely an exception. It's also an ideal machine if you're an experienced welder and want a low-price versatile machine for light work. In conclusion, we highly recommend this welder due to its extensive capability, ease of use, and affordability. It's a shame it doesn't come with a TIG torch, but considering there are very few exclusively 110-volt TIG machines, it's a bonus that this has TIG capability if you're willing to spend a little extra on a separate torch. Next at number 9 we have Forney EasyWeld 298 arc welder. The Forney EasyWeld 298 90 amp arc welder is the best choice if you're on a low budget but still want a decent stick welder for light welding. It's not designed for workshop use, but if you don't need more than 90 amps to work with, it will serve any hobbyist well. You also want to use rods 1/8 inch in diameter or smaller, as it won't weld with anything bigger. Needing to keep within these parameters is really the only downside to owning it. But if you keep within its limitations, it's an excellent little welder to get household jobs done on. The 298 is a light, portable machine that can be carried easily into any spot you need to weld. There's a good range of adjustment for light welding, and it's got excellent safety features similar to a bigger, more elite stick welder. This machine provides excellent bang for your buck, and we highly. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by LOTOS MIG 140 MIG welder. The LOTOS MIG 140 MIG welder is a favorite for many with its excellent performance running off low voltage. It's a simple machine to set up, and you don't need to know much about welding to use it. It's an excellent choice for beginner welders or hobbyists, but it's a little light duty for workshop use unless you need a light, on-site welder. The LOTOS MIG 140 MIG welder comes with a 2T/4T switch that enables you to choose between manual and automatic feeding of your MIG or Flux wire. This machine also comes with aluminum welding capabilities if you need to expand your work, but it requires a separate aluminum spindle feeder purchase for the best performance. Although it's a MIG welder, it's designed for Flux welding too, making it an affordable machine that doesn't require the cost and hassle of using gas. The LOTOS isn't as low priced as some of the other welders in our reviews, but it's not far off and gives you good options for its price. However, make sure you learn about setting up and using welders from somewhere other than the instruction manual, as it's not very useful, and there is no welding chart to follow for dialing the best settings. That's all for today. All the product links in the description down below. We upload videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for the upcoming video notification recommended.